Makers.
Happy on the beat.
Safuu, what you on? What you on? Safuu, what you on? What you on, huh? Safuu, what you on? What you on? What you on? Tell me what you on, huh? Safuu.
Oh no.
What are you saying? Oh no.
I got a call come in right at the top of the show.
You're a popular guy. You're a popular guy.
Good time of day, whatever time of day it is for you, to all of our beautiful people from around the world. Greek, we have big news coming tomorrow. Big news coming
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Me and you, when we
Finally, we know
scheduled this.
exactly when it's coming because we've been waiting around, waiting for it to
Yeah.
just drop out of nowhere. But now we know an exact time for tomorrow.
Yeah, we scheduled this hoping the news would be dropped this morning, and we would be the bearer of all the news, but no. Now you're just stuck with us talking Safuu and Safuu X like we always do.
Which is not a bad thing.
Of
Everybody
course.
loves when we come on, Greek. And yeah, so the news, everybody, is that we have is that Brian dropped an announcement in Discord saying that he is going to release the news, the riddle of the what is it? The answer to the riddle. I'm going to take you guys to the Discord to show you what I'm talking about. Basically, tomorrow we get the answer. Great.
Yeah, the answer to the famed riddle that, who knows, I probably wasn't even close to answering. It's going to be huge.
An absolute must if you are a Safuu/Safuu X holder. The most crucial, important information you cannot miss. Seriously, take the day off of work and do not miss this. You have been warned, says Brian Legend. And then, of course, that takes us to his Facebook page, which is this right here. So here in the East Coast, it's going to be at 8 a.m. that this drops. I don't know why this isn't loading, but usually it goes right up. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening, but yeah, so that's what's happening. That's what we know about. There it is. Santa comes early, says Brian Legend with his announcement tomorrow. We still don't have a freaking clue what this is, everybody, but I expect that it's going to be something exciting, something huge that we have may be anticipating and may have spoken about, but maybe it's something we have no clue about. We don't know. By the way, everybody, already 95 people watching, Greek. If we get 205 more people, what happens? That is right. Now it's only 198 people that need to come in.
They're trying.
They're up to 102 already.
They want me to remain Santa Claus-like until after Christmas. And for anybody who didn't catch this, because I catch everything that Brian says in Discord, even if he's just commenting to people. So somebody's like, he hyped this riddle so much, I really hope we all going to be happy. And he wrote, I 100% guarantee that shocked will be the exact word that everyone will use.
That's exciting, right, everybody? I mean, my goodness. He is guaranteeing that we're all going to be saying that we're shocked. I mean, the only thing that, like, what is he going to say? That Trump bought Safuu? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that would be shocking. You know what I mean?
I just
Trump is a holder now, and so is Biden. They came together to buy some Safuu. Yeah.
They said, screw our party alliances. We're all coming together as one to purchase Safuu and Safuu X. We are going to the future together.
Because it's the future. They know it together. They're like, you know what? Let's get in on this.
I have no clue what it can be that's shocking all of us. You know, the riddle just threw me off. I'm probably 100% wrong. Or I'm right, but it's just not the way I thought I was right. You know, we had one, I said MasterCard and Visa with all their tailwind stuff with, it could be that, but also tied into, then you have Crypto Pride with the Crypto.com partnership, and then that ties in with the card. There's so much stuff that can happen. I don't know what it is. Yeah. It could be Tencent because we understand they met with them, and he did share some pictures from Bangkok. But shocking is a big word.
Maybe Elon talks about Safuu like Oliver T says.
Yeah.
Maybe he brings on Elon on the live stream. That would be shocking, bro.
So, speaking of Elon and Twitter, a Twitter update. Yesterday, I had to create 3 new accounts because every time I used anything associated with my name or phone number, they just kept banning me instantly. So the Futters got my main account, and now the 3 other accounts. So then I used made up email and my mom's phone number, and then I just put Greek SFX Guru. And I don't know if those are flagged because now it has me verifying my account yesterday night. I did it, and it said you'll be unlocked in 8 hours. This morning I go on, and it wants me to verify the number again, which I verified last night. So I have no clue. Twitter hates me. Twitter hates the Greek. So we'll figure this out.
Well, I'm glad that you are at least trying. So now that Oliver is in the chat, everyone's speaking French to him. You know, they're showing off down there. You know, there goes like French is all over the place down there. Hodel Yoda is speaking French. Oliver is speaking French. Joanna is speaking French. Like, all right, you know, we get it, bro.
Yeah.
So we don't know. Oh, by the way, Barry McCockenher, you are hopefully back in, right? Are you over there? Are you able to get back into the Safuu Discord? Barry had some trouble yesterday in the Discord, but I think he's back now. Andrew Avery, you got banned too? Oh no, what happened?
They're coming after all of us.
I think Asa was on a tear yesterday, bro. Asa was on a tear yesterday, Barry.
Is he talking about Twitter banned? Maybe.
Oh, maybe he's talking about that. Okay.
Yeah, who knows?
I thought that maybe they were talking about it in the comments here. That's why he was saying he got banned too. So what I wanted to go over, well, both Greek and I, what we want to go over is basically just starting to sort of rehash and drill into all of your guys' heads how this is going to go. Dio has come on. He's spoken about it on his own channel. He's coming on here. He's spoken about it. And Greek and I, we also want to sort of tell you guys about this over and over again so that you can understand how this is going to go. Right, Greek?
Yeah. Play by play of what's going to happen. Except we don't know any of the variables and it's not going to follow this. But my numbers are spot on regardless of the variables. It's just how we get to those, where we are at in terms of those variables.
And so what I want to do just to start off with is I'm going to go to our very good friend that you all know. And if you don't know, you'll find out like almost instantly. We're going to go to our friend, the calculator. You already know.
Oh, man. Daniel's dangerous when he brings out his favorite friend.
Well, this was a special guest star on my video today, the calculator, but I'm going to bring it out for today's video as well. Because I want to show you guys something. If we start off with, what is it going to be about 100 and what? Like how many coins are we going to have, Greek?
Well, it depends on the fire pit. So we're the regular supply is going to be 30 million,
right?
Rebased out. And if the fire pit starts that day, then it would be 105 million in circulating supply.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to go 110, but 105 million times $9, everybody, means that our market cap is going to be 945 million. So what does that mean though? It means that, you know, we're starting off pretty healthy. Later on though, right? When we're rebasing out, Oliver T has spoken about this in his videos. I just spoke about it today earlier in my videos. Greek has alluded to it. He didn't mention numbers, but he did talk about a 21-cent Safuu X in the worst case scenario. But I'm going to give you guys some better numbers because I want you guys to think about something. This is going to be exciting for you guys. So, you know, stop what you're doing and pay attention.
And no, I do not think we're going to be as low as 21 cents. The 21 cents.
No, he does not think that.
So we all know that we're all going to be in profit on day one. So whatever that number you have, like, so if it's $70,000 worth of money, that 21 cents is the bare minimum price to maintain that $70,000 value come July 20th for you. So that's the bare minimum the price can be. So if we're at 42 cents, then you know you're going to be at 140,000 come that point. That's just why I gave that numbers. And it works out that way for every single person as long as you do not sell. That number will increase if you sell prior to that point. It will decrease if you maybe dollar cost average down with rebasing, you know, it might decrease. But that works for every single person. That's why I said that it's the bare minimum you need to maintain profit, or day one price, not your profit, because most of us are in for much less than what our day one numbers are. But that's why I gave that number. So I don't think we're going to be down that low. Okay. And Oliver said it perfectly in his video yesterday. Awesome video, by the way. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be down the low, but I want people to know the numbers. So when they see us so they can, and that's how you know a successful and healthy blockchain too. Like when you're rebasing at 2.09% a day, the normal curve, let's say we didn't have a fire pit involved. If we were just rebasing, we would be around that 21 cent mark, like just the way it would just make sense to keep the same market cap and do everything. It would be at around 21 cents. That's why I just said that number, but we also have fire pit. We don't know volume. There's a lot of factors that factor in. I anticipate we're going to be higher than that, way higher.
And just to emphasize on what Greek is saying, what that means is that $9 per Safuu on opening day, if you have, he used the number 70,000. If you have $70,000 worth of Safuu X at $9 and you never sold and you rebased all the way to July 18th, and then that day comes and we are at 21 cents, what he is saying is that you still have $70,000 worth of Safuu X. I hope everybody understands what that means. It means that we literally have to tank and you still will break out even.
That's basically a point. Now,
I was just go to 44 cents, 42 cents, like Greek was saying. If you go to 42 cents, at 42 cents, you have $140,000.
Yeah.
Right?
The reason I bring this up is I want people to get a better sense of themselves, to be like, oh, long-term potential. You see price going down, but if you understand the profits and where your profit zones are, we can be at $2-3, and this is going to be an amazing success because you're going to be so much in profit. Like, we're 21 cents is your break-even point, and it's 5x if we're at $1 to that. So you can just take your initial 60K and 5x that, you'd be at whatever, 300,000. Yeah, 300,000. It's ridiculous. So that's why I'm saying that like $3 is actually an amazing thing when you take out. That's why rebasing tokens, you have to look at it differently. And that's basically what Dio's been alluding to, is don't look at the price as so much as the profit margins and where you're at profit.
And I'm going to show you guys that in another illustration, just so you guys know. So I was going to take you to the almighty calculator, but before we do that though, I do want to show you guys this. What is this? That one coin market cap. How about that? Look at where Binance is as a blockchain, right? All right, this is the exchanges. Let me go to the this is the coin, this is CoinMarketCap, the top cryptocurrency.
This is the right one.
This is what I wanted to show you guys. So Bitcoin is its own blockchain. If nobody knew that, you know now. This is their own blockchain. They only have one thing on their blockchain, and that's Bitcoin. That's it. Since then, Ethereum was made, and that was where you were able to build onto this, and other projects came out of that are solving different problems, and it's built onto what is the Ethereum blockchain. And ever since then, all kinds of other ones have come out also. And BNB, which you can see here, has a market cap of $38 billion, right? And this right here is the third largest as far as market cap is concerned. This is the third largest blockchain. Okay. Now you see here USD C and then USDT. These are stable coins, but then Ethereum is number 2 and Bitcoin is number 1. So this is the 3 that I want you to pay attention to right here, because I'm going to give you a number here that I think is going to make you guys excited, right? So $38 billion, $38.7 billion. Now let's go to our friend, the calculator, because I'm going to show you guys this. And Greek is smiling. He loves this because he knows what I'm about to do, and he's excited about it.
I love calculator, Prado.
So you guys saw what I showed you before, which was 945 million is what we're going to start off with as a market cap, give or take a few. Now, when we rebase out that 105 million, we're going to get to, let's just say, somewhere around 5 billion coins. That's how much we're going to have in circulation.
Yes.
After everything has been said and done, we've gone up and down, up and down, up and down. and the market cap, or I'm sorry, and the price on July 18th. They want 240, right? Day 240 on July 18th. We are at, again, $9. Remember what Binance was? Remember 38 billion, everybody? When we're at $9, if we are just at $9 and we only have 5 billion coins, Cardano has 32 billion coins. 5 billion coins times 9 means that we would be at $45 billion market cap. What does that make us, everybody, in the comments? If Binance is the third largest right now and they're at 38 billion, what does that make us? If we get to July, right? Anybody want to take a shot? Compton, Legendary Other Nathan, Spudley RJ, Hodel Yoda, Chris K, Joanna, Liv, where are you? What makes, I know it does make us rich.
Yeah, we would be stinking rich.
I'll give you guys the answer. It would make us the third largest blockchain ever in the history of the world in July at a $45 billion market cap and at $9. We held $9 all the way through. And we get to the third largest market cap and we top Binance. Greek.
And it would make Prado the happiest human being in the world. And he would never shut up ever again in his life.
I will not stop
It'd
talking.
be impossible. He would not stop talking.
By the way, everybody, we're halfway to Greek shaving his beard. 152 people watching. All we need is another 148 people. And Greek, you know what? If we get to 290 people, you're shaving that beard, bro. If we get close, I want you to shave that thing.
Oh, so do my parents. They'd be so ecstatic. Yeah, it's going to be -11 here tomorrow, so I need this beard for warmth, people. So you're
perfect time too. It's right before Christmas. Santa shaves his beard. Not good. Yeah. Live Freedom, the biggest blockchain. Almost the biggest blockchain is Bitcoin, and the second biggest is Ethereum. Do we all remember what Brian wants to do? Do you know what his number one goal is, everybody? What is his number one goal? It's to overtake Ethereum, and we would be one spot away from doing just that. Just one.
And we'd all be stinking rich.
And we'd all be stinking rich. That's right. And guess what we need to do in order to do that? We just need to hold $9. Can you freaking imagine this?
And for anybody wondering what that would mean in terms of your bag, just 32x your day one starting price. That came from Elliot.
Anybody wants
if it's wrong, it's Elliot's fault.
I also wanted to go over with this same example. I want someone here on site, Antonio Dates, Liv, Oliver, somebody give me the amount of Safuu X that you started with on November 20th. What did you start with on November 20th? All right. Or you could just give me the amount that you're going to start with on January 20th. What are you going to start with on January 20th? But in the meantime, while 347 is 277 for Antonio Ramirez, are you starting with that on January 20th? So I'm going to go with Other Nathan to start. I'll go with you guys in a second. Just give me a second. I'm going to go with Nathan first, and we're going to see how much Nathan can make throughout this entire time, all right? And what are we going to use? You already knew it. We're going to use the calculator. What was it, Greek, that Nathan has?
Okay, he gave us, he left another comment for launch, about 1,300 at launch.
1,300 at launch. Okay, great. So we're going to go with 1,300. Am I on the right calculator? Let me make sure. I'm on the one with 3. Okay, I got to close this other one out because it's going to make me confused. All right, 1,300 is what you're going to have. I had 2 open, so I clicked on the wrong one. So Nathan, I'm just going to multiply this by 2. In February, you're going to have 2,600 multiplied by 2. March, you're going to have 5,200 multiplied by 2. April, you'll have 10,400. So 10,400. But what did he say? 1,300? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
1,300 times 9, Nathan, is going to give you $11,700. $11,700 if you were to sell at 9. But let's go with 1,300, and it explodes, and it goes to 300, right? Right? It goes to $300. You have $390,000 if you sold the whole bag. If you sell the whole bag, what did I say it ended up with at 10,000, right? Or something like that. Yeah. 52. Yeah. 10,400. 10,400 is what you end up with in March, right? Did I say March? Let's say that the price goes down to, I'm just picking a number out of the air here. If it goes down to $75 though, and you wait it until March, how about that for a number to sell with instead? And the number that you sold with, that you could have sold with at 300, had you sold at 300, you would have had 390,000. At 1,300, day one, it shoots all the way up to 300, and you get all excited, and you're all giddy, and you decide, oh my God, this is the greatest day of my life, and you sell. When all you had to do was sell maybe a little bit of it, and then you come out to somewhere around 10,000 months later, the price goes all the way down to $75, Nathan, and now you're sitting on a pile of cash of $780,000, nearly Greek, twice the amount. In fact, I think it's exactly twice the amount that he would have if he holds, right? If he holds and sells at $75.
So this
months
on the
later,
screen,
and the price is way lower now, everybody. He could have sold at 300, but he doesn't. He sells like 5%. I told you guys this early in my video. Sell 5, 10%. Don't be stupid. Don't sell everything. You rebase your way out to 10,000 though in March, and now you're looking at $780,000.
this is actually, if you start with 1,300 upon mainnet launch, you'd be at, this is every month. So January, February, this is the actual numbers, daily compound interest calculator. So you'd be at 54.
I see.
Yeah, it tells you where you.
I wasn't looking at that. I was just doing it in general, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just did this on the side and then just threw it up because it's more accurate. Your numbers are close. It's just
if you have 10,000 live, let's do Liv's number. So Liv is going to she has 10,000 on day one. In March, on March 1st, what would she have? Look, we're going to use March as the example, everybody. 4 months later, like January, February, March. 3 months later is what we're going to use. So in March, what would Liv have? 60,000, 40,000, something like that?
42,542.
42,542. So let's go, Liv. I'm going to stop this screen share and bring in the calculator again. You guys see the calculator, right, Greek?
Yeah.
What was her number?
42,452.
Well, first of all, it's
542. Sorry.
I'm going to go with her 10,000 first.
Yeah.
She decides to sell at her 10,000. She gets all excited because she sees it get to 300, and she decides to blow her entire bag. She's like, "This, I'm done." And she gets $3 million out of it, Greek. Not bad, right?
I'd take it.
I'd take it too. But she's not going to take this after she sees what happens at $75 later. We're going to go with $75. Why not? What is it that she gets to? 42,000.
42,542.
542. Liv, are you going to be selling on day one at 300, or are you going to wait for $75 so that you can now have $3,190,000, $190,000 profit?
Now, one thing I have to say is everybody's, I know people are going to say in the comments, because I've seen these comments in Discord and everybody, oh, 300, that's unrealistic. These numbers work regardless. What we're saying is it doesn't matter what we jump up to. If we jump up to $80 as our high, 3 months down the line, you need a less high to make more money.
Yeah.
because of the profit. So it doesn't matter. He's just throwing 300 because it's just what Prado likes to do. He likes to throw 300. But if he started, let's say we went up to 100, it'd be the same thing down the road at $60, you know, or $40. You know, it works the same way. The math is the same. It's just the numbers aren't as grand.
So she would get $1 million if we go up to $100 on day one.
Yeah, this is probably more realistic, but like we don't know what it's going to be. We don't know what Brian's announcement's going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow could change the game, and we might even throw $500 out tomorrow. Who knows?
If it goes up to 100 Greek on day one or in the first week, what does Liv have? She started with 10,000. Now we're in, let's say we're in late May, almost June. Like let's just say the beginning of June. We're a month before the rebase.
Okay, let's just do the end of May. She'd have 150,000. Just do 150,000.
150,000 Liv has now, and the price went down to $50. How about that for a profit instead?
Yeah, and of course it might be lower.
And we
than
started
that,
with
even if it
got
was
1 million Greek, 1 million with $100, and now it went down to $50. But her rebase went all the way to 150,000. So now she's sitting on 7,500,000. You guys see how this is going to work for you despite price going down?
Yeah, and there is the perfect, like there's certain points where profit is the greatest. And of course, with the blockchain, there's volume and you know, the fire pit burning. So always be mindful of your profits and know where your profit stands. And it's just going to be fun. You can make money by holding more money than. So that's why I'm saying don't look at price too big, because, you know, everybody asking what's the day one price going to be is probably looking to sell day one.
Let's do one more, Greek. Teddy one's going to have 2,197. Everybody who sees these numbers, you can give or take around the amount that you have. It's probably looking around this much. If you have 10,000, you could look at the numbers that I did for Liv. If you have, you know, the same numbers that Nathan had, but this is 2,000. This is on day one. He's going to have 2,197. How much do they have in late May also?
Oh, 33,000.
All right, so 2,197 times 100. It shoots up to 100, everybody. If Teddy sells everything at once, he has $219,700. Absolutely fantastic.
Of course.
But he has now 33,000. What is it, Greek?
33,000.
Just 33,000.
Yeah.
Boom. And it drops down to $50. Now he has, instead of that little chump change of 219,000, he now has 5 times that amount, 6 times that amount, right, Greek? Something like that. That's like 6 times the amount. That's $1.6 million that Teddy One would have in June because the price went down to 5.
Yeah. Now,
I mean, $50.
Now,
I think that's pretty good.
This is actually a great comment because everybody says this. Don't try and convince me that anybody is holding when he sees 3 million in his account. To each their own.
No, but the generous outlaw, that's what we're trying to explain to you. We want you not to do that because you know better. Someone who doesn't know better will do that. That's exactly right. But if you know now that if you sell all 3 million when you could have had 13 million in 4 months after and the price went down, don't you think you should do that instead? We're not going to crash down to 21 cents, guys. That's just the worst case scenario. Greek.
Yeah, worst case scenario. I get it's hard. Some people, the 3 million, you know, they might want to sell it all, but you're looking at the long-term potential. That 3 million after taxes, everything you're doing now is only 3 million. It's only going to be 3 million. But we're looking at a blockchain here that's, if successful and you hold and you build your bag, that can give you passive income for the rest of your life. So it's kind of teach their own how they want to invest. I'm not here to say, you know, people aren't going to sell, because there's going to be a lot of people who sell for 3 million. I'm just saying that when you look at profit, there could be greater profits down the road. And even with Safuu, the way the price fell, Dio put up a chart. If you go into his Discord, if you go into my Discord, I shared the chart. It's a great chart that shows you that even as the price was falling, the profit, it's just, you got to look at the chart. It's really great. And it shows you that even at the all-time high, there was 2 points that had profit margins way higher than the all-time high. but you were only worried about getting back to that all-time high when that was never the case because of a rebasing token. The price, like, so even when we were at $26 on Safuu, the price was equivalent to us being at that $300 level. And that's what Dio was trying to say, is if you get too held up on price, you miss the opportunities to make profit. So that's all this is basically for. Of course, everybody's got to do their own research and do what's best for them, but I'm just saying there could be further profit centers down the road than just to right at the start. So I'm just trying to use this as a way to convince people and show people that, you know, maybe not everybody's going to be selling like you think from the outset. Maybe they're going to be holding on for the long term because there's better profit points.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we're having this discussion today. And we're going to continue to have it moving forward because I want people to understand this. Diogenes and Star have told me that around this time is when they would want us to start really pushing this because they want people to profit as much as possible, the same way that I want you to, the same way Greek wants you to, and the same way that we want to for ourselves. And the reason why people would be selling, I forget who it was, what the person's name that said that about, don't tell me that people won't be selling when they sell 3 million, when they see 3 million in their account. But what the reason why I'm explaining this to you is because what I want you guys to understand is, yes, people before, months ago, weeks ago, just yesterday, even just a few days ago, they're asking about day one price because they want to sell day one. And I'm telling you guys, even if price goes up tremendously, unless you have a tremendously large bag on day one, I would hold off as best you can. Now, I know that people are going to be selling because they're going to need money that they've been holding off on for a long time. I get it. But try to hold on to as much of your bag as possible because these numbers, despite them going down, your Safuu is going up exponentially. You're going up at 2.093% every single day. And when you get to those numbers and you're doubling your bag basically every 34 days, you've got to understand that that means that you have more Safuu multiplied by whatever that lower price is. And because it's so much more Safuu X, you're actually making a lot more money despite that price not being nearly as high as what you thought you'd be making a lot of money on. You'd be making a lot more money. And I just illustrated for you guys on the calculator. I mean, I just showed you, like, it goes down to $50 and Live Freedom is still going to be walking away with $7 million. I mean, that's a lot better than if she sold day one and made $3 million. That's more than twice the amount, you know? And Nathan, same thing. I want you guys to understand that, you know what I mean? That's why we're going to be talking about this at length and continuing to from now on, you know?
Yeah, this is a good comment. OBZ, we've all been waiting this long. I don't know why anybody would rush to get out of a working blockchain. Exactly. Let this really, we all understand it's basically about accumulating. If you're in this for the long term, this could set you up for the rest of your life. I get $3 million for a lot of people, but like a 35-year-old Greek. Okay. We're just putting Greek out there. 35-year-old Greek, you give me $3 million after taxes, whatever, at 40%. I'm losing 40% of that. Can that survive me the rest of my life? Do I quit my job? No. But if you're paying me passive income for the rest of my life and I build a bag that can set me up for the future in this blockchain, that's more appealing. But I get everybody's their own person.
Dangerous Outlaw, Mrs. Worldwide pointing you out specifically. She wanted me to talk to you about your comments, which are, you're right. Be real. Nobody is holding when it comes to that kind of life-changing money. But it's okay. It's a better entry for the next guy. But what I want you to understand, Dangerous Outlaw, is let's say that it goes up to $100, right? That's more likely the case than 300, right? But so let's use 100, right? 100, and you have 10,000. Let's say you have 10,000 Safuu, right? If you have 100, I'm going to do without going to the calendar. I'll just calculator. I'll just go and do the math. 100 times 10,000 is going to give you $1 million. Now, I understand that that's life-changing money, and it is for everybody. Everybody watching, that's life-changing money. maybe one or two, because there is 181 people here. So like the 1%ers don't have to worry about this. There's maybe 2 people watching that have this kind of money laying around. That's fantastic. Good for them. But for most of us, that's life-changing money. But what I'm saying to you, Dangerous Outlaw, is instead of cashing out this is the point, Greek. This is the point. Instead of cashing out that 1 million, how about you just take $100,000 or $200,000 of that, Greek? Is that not unreasonable? And then you keep the rest of your Safuu so that they can continue to rebase
build
out.
up and then wait for another profit.
Venture to say that $1 million is what life-changing to me. It's life-changing to Greek. But so's one freaking 100,000, so's 200,000. If you could get away with that for a few months and then let the rest be rebase, Dangerous Outlaw. That's the point that I'm making to you, my brother.
Yeah. And Huddle Yoda goes, Prado, I understand your logic, but it did not work out like that with Safuu. It actually did work out like that. People were in profit. The problem was with Safuu, and until you know the mechanism, this is why a lot of people get wrecked, and this is why Dio uses that word, wrecked, all the time, is because we were at $300, and all people kept talking about is we're down 90% from all-time high, but they didn't factor in the supply and where it's at, and actually at $27, that day we spiked to $27 and then it didn't go higher and sell-off started happening. Those are when people were taking their profits when everybody else was like, oh, we're going to go higher. We're going to go to $50. That was never even on the cards. That was the problem with Safuu. We have to view this because it's an inflationary token at that time. It was never going to $50. We were just all looking at that. Well, what would our bag size be at $50? And if you're looking like that, rather than looking where you are profit at $27, I was like 4x my bag at that point. I could have taken profits then. I didn't. I kept saying, oh, it's going to go higher. 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 And Dio has this charted out, and it actually shows perfectly. Now, the longer we held, now when it dipped towards the end, all 3 lines met up at the end. So like your profit wasn't as high. But let's say we now became deflationary. That's when the profit curve, the J curve, turns around again. So there is a point in the blockchain where you hold too long where your profit will lower. So that's why we're talking about this.
And you get near that breaking even point that you were talking about yesterday.
Yeah. And that's
if you get near breaking even, then you're not in profit anymore. But if you would have taken profit like you should have, then you're good.
Yeah, that's not assuming volume. We know there's other mechanisms on a blockchain and those are not factored in yet. So I was just saying worst case scenario, 21 cents is your break even point. So like this is why I just say this. There were points in Safuu where people were. And it depends if you bought in day one, of course. This is all if you bought in day one. But if you bought in later, there were points where you were in profit. Now, if you didn't sell because you're like, oh, I'm never selling. Everybody always talks about never selling. There's points in life where you could have taken the profits and been.
The same exact thing happened. This is the same exact thing that happened with Safuu. It's going to happen again. That's why we're telling you about it. So, Hodl Yoda, I get what you're saying. The difference is, you didn't have me or Greek on here telling you that this is going to happen. We didn't know we didn't know this crap that early on. We had no idea, bro. I'm telling you. But we know now, so we're telling you now so that you have a better understanding. Because understand this. I understand that people love to use that $300 point as our all-time high. That was not our all-time high. That was 50% of our all-time high. Everybody understand that. We were at $100 million market cap when we hit that number. That's it. We got back to within $15 million in October to our all-time high. We just hit that. Right after all of us did our day one, remember all that? And then all those whales started buying and the market cap went up. It went all the way to $195 million market cap. The highest that we ever had was 210. That's our all-time high. And we were within our all-time high by 15 million just a few weeks ago. And the reason why was because we rebased our way out to that amount. So the amount of tokens that you had in your wallet, had we been at, let's say, $5 or $6, $7 at the time that we sacrificed, that would have been at our all-time high if we were at $5 or $6. And the amount of Safuu in your wallet would have been worth just like a bunch, like whatever amount that you put in there, it would have been worth 10, 15, 20 times more. But we all went down because the price went down. People kept on selling. And then we got to a lower market cap. I think it was like 50 million or something when when we all sacrificed. It was a terribly low number. After that, it went all the way back up to 195 million. The market cap was our all-time high at 210 million, not the 300 per token. But I understand why people say it. Don't get me wrong. I understand why people.
There's going to be people who are going to sell their whole bags, and to each their own. Like there's certain profit points. When I talk about these profit points that are actually greater, it's like where you can sell 20% of your bag and then rebase out, and then pick your spots when to pull the profit and still continue to grow your bag in the process, so that when we are on the other side of the J curve, that's when you really kind of make out like a bandit. So that's basically what I am looking at for strategies, selling small portions at these high profit points and knowing that. And Dio is creating an app for this. So if you are not part of his Discord, I would suggest, and you'll be able to connect your wallet, and we'll basically show you what points profit, and is this a good time to pull out and responsibly pull out, and you can actually make money while keep growing your bag down the road. And that's what we all want.
So Ms. Love, as you could see, if we went down to a $20, right? And I forget whose numbers this was, but at 30, when it went to 33,000 in May, Greek, whoever this number was,
that was
remember they had an opportunity to sell early at and get 219,000, which is right here. If it'll click, there it is. Remember, this was opening day for them, which was 2,197. It goes to $100, and they get 219,000, but instead they wait and then they don't sell, and now they get the 33,000. I just did it for you. You see it again, and it goes all the way down to $20. They still triple their money by holding, and it went down to 20. You guys, I'm telling you, this is a magical thing. We just need to understand it, and that's what I'm trying to help you guys do now, me and Greek. You know. Let's go to some comments to begin. By the way, before I do that, there is a super chat that came in from Antonio. So let me get to that. I saw that one come in. And Jay Legend says, started October 20th with 5,208 Safuu. What would that be?
It's gonna be like 16,000 something.
16,000. So let's see what
roughly.
Yeah, maybe so more. Let's go 16,000. Let's assume that you're gonna have around 16,000, and price goes to $50. Doesn't go as high. That's $800,000, right? And now the price. So what was it? 16,000. So go 32,000, $64,000, 64,000 later on, like 3 months later. You have 64,000, and you had an opportunity to sell at $50, but it goes down to $15, and now you have 960,000. Does anybody else need to be seeing more? I mean, like at $50, you had a chance to sell with only 16,000, right? And now because and he would have gotten 800,000, but now because he sold, he didn't sell. He waited the entire time and sells with 64,000, and they end up getting 960,000. I think and that goes down to $15. I'm riding the curve for you guys. Like I'm starting with higher numbers, then I'm going to lower, but still high numbers. Then we went with a high number still, but then went down to 50. Now we start out with 50 and we go down to 20, and you're still making out like a bandit. Everybody, look at that, 960,000. And that's providing there's no selling at all. I get it. But if you guys understand that is the way you do it, then you go about it differently, and you can actually make more money. So that the concern, like Hodioda said, Greek, isn't there anymore. Why? Because education has now taken over, and we've been able to explain this to you so you can have a better outcome instead of what happened with the Safuu protocol.
Yeah.
Antonio Dates, thank you so much. And thank you so much also, Jay Legend, for the super chat. I'm buying $30,000 worth of Safuu X at launch to add to my sacrifice bag. I'm going super hard and way big with this. Make it count, family. Good idea, brother. You know what? I would wait until I would wait, Antonio, not like to see what happens on day one. See if it takes a dip, and then you could probably buy in at that dip for even more than you would get even if you sacrifice right now, because you'd be able to buy it at a good number. But we probably will take a little dip. I think we will.
Yeah, because we all know people are going to see a lot more money in their wallets than they anticipate. And I fully anticipate, and this is what I think. I get a lot of people are like, well, yeah, why wouldn't you sell the 3 million? Like, you know, if you have $3 million worth, sell it and then buy back in when it does dip. You could also do that. Nobody's stopping you. I'm just saying, if you want to play the safe game and not ride the roller coasters, of course, you just hold, slowly take out profits. You could still make money down the road while you're getting to the end point and still have a bag to go into July 20th when this thing really starts becoming deflationary with something you're proud of moving forward that can set you up for the rest of your life. That's all I'm trying to say. Each person's going to do their own. This is going to be a fun, exciting ride. And Brian could change everything tomorrow with what he announces. Who knows? Who knows what he's got for us?
I know that's going to be something else, man. I mean, like, you just brought it up again, bro. I'm like so excited about that.
Yeah, because
like, what do you guys think it's going to be? Dangerous outlaw.
So much of blockchains are so, like, when we talk about price and liquidity pools and how everything interacts with each other, there's so much that has to do with volume, and that ties it. That's a huge part of determining the price on a blockchain is the volume you get. And
how about those exchanges, Preek, when they buy?
Yeah, and making these announcements. And, you know, I saw some comments, people wondering what we can do with the 75 million not fire pit treasury. Like,
yeah, we spoke about this right before. We spoke about this right before the show, Greek.
Brian could say, "Oh, I'm going to burn 40 million of it right on."
That would be awesome, right, everybody?
He could do that and change the game, or he could say, "I'm going to let it rebase a month, and then I'm just going to burn all the rebases, and we're just going to keep it at 75 million until fixed flex." Could he do that? Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying Brian's going to do that, but there's different possibilities. It could be voted on that, you know, 20% of whatever's rebased is burnt automatically just to cover. Because remember, we changed the tax down from 10% down to 5%, and we lowered the fire pit percentage from 5 to 4%. Could this be a way of, like, using those rebases to counteract that difference in the 1% that it was making, kind of eat up at that a little? I don't know. There's a lot of things we need to know. We're going to learn a lot. What partnerships are coming? What projects are coming? It's so exciting.
Triple Moon Goddess has she has 4,435 now. So let's see, 4,435.
Her numbers are going to be really close to Liv's, a little bit lower than Liv's numbers. So if you watched Liv Freedom's numbers that we gave,
yeah,
it's going to be you're going to be at around like 390,000 come July in Safuu X.
So let's look at that. Let's see how much you can have. Well, first of all, Triple Moon Goddess, just so you understand, if you're going to have 390,000, we already know how much you're going to get if it's just $1, right? You know how much that is, right? 390,000 times $1.
I love when you do the calculator to do times 1.
$390,000, and it goes like, and Moon. I don't even know how to. I don't know how much clearer I could be. It has tanked down to $1, and you still have $390,000. Now, what if it goes to 390,000 and we stay at 9? How about that? What does that give Liv or Moon? It gives her 3.5 million. Greek.
Well, those numbers were just quick math numbers. It's probably going to be within.
It's about the same.
It's about. Yeah, I could plug it in.
It's about the same of what you're estimating. I mean, you know, she's going to have around that much.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We are in a bear market. You know, people are saying that we are in a bear market. So if you can take profits while still building your bag and take only sell 10% at the high profit points and go, and then July 20th, you still have a bigger bag. And then we come out of the bear market into a bull run with a bunch of projects, a bunch of volume built up, and the fixed flex. Yeah. That's when it gets fun. And it's like you ask people a lot of times, and you always ask, would you want $3 million today, or would you like $250,000 over the course of the rest of your life? And most people, the greedy, choose 3 million now.
Yep.
Smart say, I'm gonna play for the long run. Not saying it's a greedy thing. I mean, 3 million could be, depending on where you live, could be totally just like set for life. Yeah. But to each their own. It's going to be a fun ride. That's all I know.
Brian P said that if he won the lottery, he's dropping a third of it into Safuu and Safuu X. I think that's a very good move. If I were to win the lottery, I'd do the same thing. I might go half of it.
Yeah.
I might go half of it because it's going to turn into big money, man. It's going to be turned into huge money.
If I won the lottery, I'd make a Daniel Prado video. Whale by number 1. And this would be my thumbnail, just like our favorite, all our cringe YouTubers who like to FUD safe. Oh my God. I can't stand those thumbnails when they do that stuff.
Jacko13 says, hey, Greg, I normally watch you guys or listen to you guys just about every time you're on. I've been MIA for the last few weeks, family drama. I heard something about a 78% fire pit or anything else. Well, that Jacko Greek, right, is based on what we thought might be a 75 million coin rebasing, but it's not. So that number went back up into the 90s somewhere, maybe low, like upper 80s, but 85, 89, 90, 91, 92. We're going to be in there somewhere.
We need to figure that out still, because it's one of those things where we don't have questions until we know the final numbers. But so basically the fire pit was going to be at 98.5%, assuming that we were based on what we were starting. And then when the Treasury announcement, when he changed this, now 75 more millions in circulation, but it's not rebasing. Now it's starting day one, where we assume it has not been 100% confirmed, but I am confident that that's probably what it is, because if you're rebasing from now, that thing's going to be a crap load of.
It's going to be. It's not going to. I think he released it from day one.
Yeah, and then yeah, that's where the 78% fire pit with that 70 million in circulation, 75 million in circulation now, as it wasn't before. But it's still left to be determined what final numbers are going to be. So.
Mason Cohn with a very important question. Will Brian dress up in Gucci Santa costume tomorrow?
Huh.
Maybe Louis Vuitton. If there's going to be any kind of designer,
he's going to have a Louis Vuitton Santa hat. Ace of Spades, if you're listening,
is there. Diego is there. Safuu Indian community is there. Greek. Safuu Indian community on all of our live shots since the day one that he started with us. He's been arriving at all of our live shots. Thanks for being there. King Kaching says, "Hey DP, what's up, King Kaching? Good to see you." Legends are us, Safuu X. Hendrik, that would be awesome. He's responding to Hendrik down there. Good morning, everyone. Hiroshima bomb dropping, blasting everything out of the way, says Daniel Madera. And of course, you guys saw Mrs. Worldwide down there. Safuu Warrior says, "What up, everyone? Here from New Zealand, Greek. Worldwide in effect." Garrick Bro says, "Guess who's back? Back again. It's the dynamic duo." What's up, dudes? Nothing much, bro. Thank you so much. You guys saw Oliver T down there, always making great videos. There goes Teddy One. Felipe Garcia says, "Good morning. You guys are my favorite." Of course you are. Why wouldn't you like number one? It's always everyone's favorite. Mihail loves APY. What's the news? $300 on launch day or $250 after 34 days? It could be one or the other, Mihail. I don't know. I mean, it could be any of those things. It could be $50. It could be $100. But I just know that the name of the game, like Dio said, Greek, yesterday, is to do as much accumulation as possible, Greek, because when does this really start?
The game really starts July 20th. That's when the blockchain, so this intro APY is just to get people in, projects built up, and really get this thing pumping. And it should start pumping towards the end of it. the intro APY. I mean, with the maximum projects coming in, and hopefully the market turns and we're in a better bull run where people are just throwing money left and right at everything. And that's when the game and the fun starts. And you become hyper deflationary because we are only growing at 0.01% a day. It's not like it's point zero, whatever it is, the decimal. It's 38% APY, which is not nearly as big. And if you look at the fixed flex,
0.1% per day fixed.
Okay, perfect. That was it. The fixed flex, what a lot of people need to understand is, so there's that 1% that goes to the fixed flex right now, and it's going to be pooled. And based on volume, they're going to pay out of that pool. This is not minting new Safuux coins, which is extremely bullish because you're not minting new coins. You're basically paying out of this pool of tax collected. So that's extremely bullish. So you're only going up by the 38% APY a year for your circulating supply. So we will more than have enough if the right volume and everything to be deflationary in nature. So the 5 billion is going to be basically should be our max ever circulating supply, 5 billion at the end of this. And that's assuming it's going to be lower than 5 billion because that's taking into account no taxes being taken out or nothing feeding the fire pit along the way. So that's what makes this really bullish. So you want to accumulate and have the best opportunity to have the biggest bag at that point. Now, that's why we were preaching, you can sell your whole bag, and you have every prerogative to sell your whole bag. Anybody can sell their whole bag. No one can stop you. You can make life-changing money. But if you can take little profits along the way at certain profit points and still grow your bag and set yourself up for the future, that's when the fun in the game starts.
Holder Yoda is asking that question too. What will be your profit taking strategy? I think I'm going to go with taking 8% of my bag every week. That to me is a great strategy, Holder Yoda. That's a great strategy. I mean, I might do something like that. I'm not sure, but I like the idea of having as much as I can in there so that they could rebase faster, and maybe going with once a month, 10%. Once a month, 10%. That's another good way to do it.
The thing with this stuff is it's not always set in stone, like what's going to happen. So I can have a strategy, but this is why you have to be prepared and know what can happen, what rebasing blockchain will look like, what the stuff's going to look like, so you can make smarter decisions for yourself, because things can change on a whim. So knowing this stuff and having a strategy ahead of time and just thinking about it. Okay, if I get to this point, or if it's here, or set parameters, or just knowing the numbers, whether or not you choose to use or follow the numbers, just knowing where your numbers are. So at least you can have that mental, so you're not going crazy all the time. That's why I gave the 21 cents to tell people that what you start with day one, if we get down to 21 cents, worst case, huge red flag, worst case scenario ever, you're still where you were day one of the blockchain, which isn't terrible because for me, that's 4x what I put in total in my investment anyway. So it's you just got to look at it and be bullish.
Vitacolo says, hope you've been practicing your Pacino for Vegas, Danny Ladd. I think that guy they call the DeFi guru. That's his name. Yeah, I think that guy's crazy with his 21 cents.
That great guy, he's nuts. Yeah, I always like to throw
DeFi guru.
Okay, I like to throw the worst case scenario numbers out all the time. Okay, and the reason if you break even at 21 cents, then you're going to be happy with anything over 21 cents. So always be mindful of the worst, and then you're happy with whatever comes higher than that. And it puts you into a better mental approach to attack this thing because if you have these thoughts of, oh, we're going to hit $500, we're going to hit $500, and then a month down, oh, I'm waiting for it to go back to 500, you're going to be chasing price and
not going to happen.
Missing out on profit. And that's why that's basically the whole point of this. And Dio made a post of it. Don't chase the price. Okay, because that 300 at the beginning is not coming back in the first 6 months. It's not. Once you hit that point and it starts going down, it's not going back to that point. Okay, you
until
need
the other side of the day.
Tons of volume. So don't chase price, chase profit, because you might have higher profit at different various points throughout this curve. It's not like a set in stone curve where it's just goes down. The profit goes down. There's certain points where you actually have higher chances to make profit. That's all we wanted to stress. I know there are people, that might sell for the big bag at the start. And guess what? They can do that. But those who hold are actually could find themselves in better situations further down the road if they take small profits, because then you can still come out of this with life-changing money and still have a huge bag going into July 20th. That's the goal that we should all try to strive for, because if you truly believe in the longevity of the blockchain and where we're going, that's what you want, because July 20th is when the game really starts to be played.
Absolutely, brother. Compton says, thank you, Greek, for you explained it very thoroughly without yelling.
Oh my God.
I guess
I love that comment, because everybody's like, the way Prado explains it and then the way Greek does it.
Mm-hmm.
This is Prado and then this is Greek. Yeah, we're just gonna.
But the people love it, bro.
Yeah,
they love it.
Yeah, you like to do everything like. For me, if I'd done the calculator with you with the way you did it, I would have been like, okay, if we go up to $15 and see here if we're at $7, you're still in profit. The numbers work either way, but you're like 300, and then
legendary.
And then
Nathan said it makes the Scrooge McDuck rich.
Yeah, if we, I'm saying this,
Donald Duck is Scrooge.
We are an extremely, extremely, extremely successful blockchain if we're $3 or above come July 20th. We're all going to be stinking rich and having a great time. Oh, the Greek's being negative. No, we're going to be stinking rich and we're going to be a very successful blockchain. And then if that's the floor you get July 20th, guess what? It's going on the other side when you're deflationary. It's going to start its rise again. And now you have a big bag at $3. Man,
you're sitting pretty. I hope you get better, Compton. He's sitting home with COVID, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. Miss Love, thank you for being here. Let's see. Spudley RJ, thank you so much for being here. Oliver, of course. If not, we will trim it. She's talking about the 300. We came close. It was 185 at some point that we had here, but
I got my beard comb finally. You can just stick in.
Nice. I would walk around like that all the time. Like, I'll put it on the side, Yeah, there you go. That's the way I would walk around, bro. Walk into a corner store and be like, "Hey, man, what kind of cigarette you got?"
What kind of cigarette? So, Daniel, are we going on pregame and post tomorrow?
Pre and post tomorrow, yeah.
Of course.
The people are gonna they're gonna be going nuts, bro. Before, during, and after.
Do you know,
Brian said take Brian to go absolutely nuts tomorrow with this announcement.
Yeah. So I took the day off of work because Brian told me to. So better work out.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about with the thing that he said there in the announcement?
Yeah, he said, but you better take a day off of work. So I did.
Take a day off. He said it's going to be that big.
Yeah, I already had the day off, so I would not advise to take the day off of work if you're not already off, unless you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have sick days, obviously you have to use them or lose them. Use them.
I'm just looking to see if there's any comments that have.
We had a ton of comments today.
I see that Greek is not saying nothing about these unrealistic numbers, bro. At $300, I'll have 60 million on January 20th with $50,000 at sacrifice. Let's use common sense here. Mihal is not a fan of the 300.
Okay.
I don't think
Daniel's throwing the 300 out there. It's just an example of like what the profits look further down the road. It has nothing to do with, okay, for 300, obviously if we hit 300 day one, I anticipate the selling is going to be off the charts. Okay. And I would expect no other thing. Yeah. I don't like throwing huge numbers because people tend to go, Greek said this, Greek said that, Greek said. See, even the low number yesterday, I got accused of saying the price was going to be 21 cents. I was just saying where your break-even profit point to day one was.
Yeah,
I was just giving that number. That's not.
I don't know, but I'm looking at this. I don't know how you could possibly get to 60 million with $300 and 60 with $50,000 at sacrifice. Because I nearly was at $50,000 at sacrifice also, and I'm not going to be at 60 million.
2,000 divided by 9, so you would have 5,500 coins times.
Yeah, so I mean, but like that doesn't make any sense. It's not even computing in my head. I don't even have to do a calculator. That doesn't even come close to what you would have.
1.666 repeating is what he would have. Million. 1.666 million.
Yeah, not 60 million though. That's what he said.
It's unless he's got 50K coins.
It says with $50,000.
I'm reading it the same way.
There's a dollar symbol there. You don't put that there by accident. That one's not a mistake.
The point is like, yeah, people get that 300 Gen 20 if they're going to common sense. Yes, we're just that number's just being thrown. It could have hit.
It's being thrown about because it's the potential high. It's the one potential high. The 1,000's out the window, 1,500's out the window, 900's out the window, but is 300 out the window? No, it's not. I'm sorry to tell you. And if you get to the 60 million, which you're not, by the way, you're not going to get to 60 million with $50,000 invested. You are not.
This all has to do with
unless my math is completely wrong, which is not.
Given the liquidity pool where it's going to be at, circulating supply. And given the correct volumes, which we don't know what projects are coming, 300 can be possible given the right circumstances.
Yeah,
I just want that to be made clear. We don't know.
Of course, but I'm saying it's very possible, whereas other numbers that are higher are not possible at all.
I'm going to say this. This is why tomorrow is extra special because Brian's got a beard-blowing announcement, head-blowing announcement that could change all this. Like there could be one, if this is the one announcement that like could potentially change everything we just said.
Yep.
I don't know. It could, but like, we've teased MasterCard partnerships.
Yep.
Crypto.com partnerships. We've teased 10-cent partnerships. There's a lot that could happen here, and what it is, who knows, but it's going to be exciting.
Remember, too, that we will not be in all the central exchanges at launch. You see, NR Legend thought he was going to get me there by putting that word there like that. But I didn't say it that way.
He knows that the Greek loves to say sexes.
That's right. But he didn't get me, and he still got you. And you're not even reading it.
I love sexes.
It will take months to get listed on all of them as they will be staggered. As time goes on, more and more projects will launch, and more central exchanges will launch as well. Those central exchanges, they have to buy a bunch of Safuu in order to be able to sell it, right, Greek?
Yeah.
Isn't that the way it goes?
Yeah, they have to buy or Safuu can provide. I don't know if they can provide some liquidity. I don't know how that. That's not my area of expertise. But yeah, that's kind of why they wanted 75 million in the treasury too, when they did what they're doing, because it gives them massive flexibility to be able to, like, if a big exchange like Coinbase wants to come in and say, "Oh, we want in," they have the ability to do it as opposed to waiting for it to build up with tax. And
Oh, Billy says the word of the day is accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. I agree. We were going over that earlier. It is the word of the month and the word of this next year. Accumulate. That's going to be your best bet, because even if we did get down to under $1 somewhere, you're still going to be everyone's going to still be in profit, assuming you're not a seller or have sold most of what you have. You'll still be in profit. The number 21 goes up the more you sell. But go ahead, Greek.
The greatest thing about a rebasing coin, blockchain, and everything is you can take profits while also accumulating. You're just not accumulating at the same speed as everybody else, and you might not have the biggest piece of the pie. Like, everybody's talking about getting the biggest piece of the market cap or the pie come July 20th, so that when we truly start this thing and kick it off, you may not have the biggest piece, but at least, guess what? You were able to do some things, take profits now, have a good time, and live a good life while also having a big bag. That's what's great about Rebase.
Cedric Harris says, have you heard anything about that big partnership, a top 5 crypto, I think Brian had said, or is it probably the big announcement? It's going to be in that big announcement that we find that out. And yeah, it could be a big central exchange. We could see.
There could be multiple announcements tomorrow within the big announcement that makes it extra big. You know, that would be exciting. Whereas like we keep thinking it's one thing, but could you imagine if he goes, yeah, it's this, and then one more thing, kind of like does the Steve Jobs Apple thing, one more thing, and then throws it at. Ooh, that would be exciting. I just got myself extra excited again. I need to stop.
Legends says even if it drops hard in price in a few months, number of coins will go parabolic. Then fixed flex will be a game changer. Just rebase as much as you can before that. Yeah. But the price dropping, the price, even if the price drops hard, if you have accumulated properly and you didn't sell most of your bag, you still should be sitting pretty, okay? Gigi DePaul says all of those who sacrifice are like the Safuu holders who bought at the pre-sale on March 1st. Those who did not sell any Safuu were at 17x of their initial investment on sacrifice day. That is true. That is 100% true.
That was even with a ugly looking chart because it works out. It actually does. It works out.
Liv reminding everyone hit that like button, and for me to remind everyone that this is not financial advice. It's just me and Greek having a conversation with you guys. Greek, right?
Yeah.
Knew that though. Of course they did. I don't even get to see it.
So there's 173 people watching. It's on both of our channels. So if you can just go like on both channels, just so
on
we
both
have
channels.
a ton, so we can spread the word out to as many people as possible. And then tomorrow, pregame, we're going to be on both channels, and postgame both channels. So you know where to find it. Whoever you want to watch from, we don't compete. Me and Prado, we really don't compete. I don't even know who's watching on whose channel right now.
No, we're on each other's channel all the time.
We don't know where the super chats are coming. We find out after the show who gave what. I don't even care. It's about spreading the good word.
Yeah, I don't know. I can never tell which channel those super chats come from, and I really don't care.
All our people are members of both channels, so it's like, can't even look at that and be like, oh, they're a member. Nope, they're on my channel too. It's like. But watch on the.
I hear you, brother. I went through the same exact thing, but not because of anyone telling me to, but just my choice not to take profits along the way. But Oliver, you know better now, right? It's because we're telling you about it. We're explaining it to you. And Greek with his calm voice and me yelling it to you. So one way or the other, you're going to get the message.
If the blockchain wasn't announced, I maybe would have been more likely to take profits. But I've always said I've said this for a long time. I've wanted to get on the ground floor of a blockchain. That's always been my goal in this. And when he announced the blockchain, I went into accumulation mode. I said, I don't care. I wasn't even looking at the price. You can ask Daniel. I never even cared what my bag was. When everybody in the Discord was panicking, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to buy more this day. I kept buying the dips. And then it ended up he changed the node price. And because I kept buying the dips, I was able to afford a node. And then I wasn't able to afford a node at the same time. And then I got blessed again. And then it's just nuts. So always just have a plan and set yourself up for success, whatever success means to you.
Russ Hoffman says, this will be about cash flow for me after introductory period. I am looking at 0.001 per day, 38% per year. I don't intend to sell a big chunk, just want to live a decent life and be free from my job. And Hodel Yoda comes in with that and says, I got you, Greek. Now let's talk real and help us know what would be the best profit-taking strategy. Sell weekly, every 15 days, every month. What percentage of the bag would you sell? Which goes to what Russ was saying as part of what he's hoping for to help him free him from his job. I think, for me, the best way, Greek, after what we've gone through and what we've learned about profit-taking and how this is going to go, with the price going down, this, that, and the third, I think the best thing, especially during this promotional period, is to take it once per month. And as long as you don't go over 50% of your bag, whatever percentage you go to, whatever that is, if it's 10, 5, 20, 25%, 30%, your bag is going to be doubling, which means you're getting 100% gains every month. So if you can take somewhere up to 50% of that per month, then you should be doing very, very well.
Now,
but I'm going to go 10%.
there's different options too. Like for me, it's different. When you have nodes, you can do different things. Like I said, I was going to be on a 5 and 2. So every weekend, whatever fee rewards I collect, I was just going to pull those up for the month and keep track of it. I'll write it down and pull it up. And at the end of the month, I'll sell those fee rewards, which would be about 8 days a month of fee rewards. So that means my bag is staying stationary and still growing exponentially. So I'm still actually increasing my bag as opposed to decreasing it. And that's my plan right now, 5 and 2. And that's just selling the fee rewards. So that's the rebasing on whatever's in the nodes, and my bag now would just keep rebasing. Now, I was also thinking if we do jump up to the all-time high at the start, maybe selling 20% just to get some money out, but that could all change. I need to see where it goes, what's happening, what projects are coming on, what's been announced. There's a lot of things that still can be announced. But basically, it was just me selling node fee rewards for every weekend, whatever it is on Saturday and Sunday.
Ms. Love says, I have 2 strategies. Number 1, sell a percentage at the all-time high and hold until August, sell another percentage, or 2, sell all and buy back $100,000 worth at the lowest dip, which will give me more coins than I started with. We'll see if she has a plan.
That's also a strategy. Like some people will wait for the all-time high at the start, sell their whole bag, and then they'll wait for the dip. And it's stressful. You can ask Daniel. He was stressed out doing this with Safuu just now. You know, he got his price. Thank God. But yeah, it's very, very, very stressful. And there's a lot of things that can happen. And, you know, as long as you make the right decisions for yourself and you have a plan, that's all you can do.
7C says 100% Preek show. I've said this a bunch of times in Discord. Safuu X is a long play, not a short one. Good point. It is a long play.
It is a long play. Yes.
It could be a good money making opportunity if we go up really high. But if we do break, we're not selling the whole bag.
For some, it's a short play, but this could be life changing for a while. Like, you know, there's always going to be those who want to sell and they want to take the money now, and that's their prerogative. But I'm looking long term. I've been a long term believer, and I've seen how blockchains have actually like reacted. And being that after July 20th, you're going to be deflationary, and it's going to be nice.
So I wanted to ask you about this July 20th thing, because this is you keep saying July 20th, and now it says here, in my opinion, potential maximum profit is keep hodling until July 20th. If it's free money, you can invest for long term. If you need budget for life in there, I think you can sell some portion of your course. It's July 18th. Why does everyone keep on saying July 20th? I've said, Dio kept on saying it. If you go into the daily compound interest calculator and you put in 240 days, starting on November 20th,
it's not a promotional
ends. That's on July 18th.
Why you're throwing in days. Some months have 31 days. It's 8-month intro APY.
No, I'm not. I don't put in the days. I just put in the starting day in the calendar that it provides, and then you rebase out. Or you compound out, I should say, for 240 days.
Did you put 8 months or did you put days?
Days. I put 240.
Yeah, you have to put 8 months days. And it takes into amount, and it ends on July 20th.
Okay.
For some reason, yeah, because some months have more. It's just how it works out. It's actually.
I don't think it does. I think it stops on July 18th. I'm not trying to argue with you. It's just because if you do the same thing with the Safuu, with the compound daily interest calculator. With Safuu, you put an amount, the percentage, and then you put 365 days, and then you stop it, and you start it on 3/1/2022. When you put in for 365 days, the last day is February 28th or March 1st, one of those two. It goes out exactly to 365 days. So when I put in 240, and it goes out, it stops on July 18th. That's just nitpicking, but it's around. Between the 18th and the 19th.
Either way, it's.
Yeah. I'm just wondering because I keep on saying that. And I'm like, because I keep saying the 18th because I see the 18th when it stops. And I mean, it is what it is. It's fine. C-Titch says, can you show your numbers again with taking profits? This might make people understand that you are not telling them to hold only. Brian Legend said from the beginning, Safuu to take profits. Yeah, that's what the whole show is about.
We're not saying to ever hold. We're saying what I'm basically trying to allude here is you want to build your bag as well as pull out some profits, but there's good profit taking points. And, just knowing those profit taking points and knowing how the rebasing mechanism works, and just because it hits a high price early on doesn't mean that's the best profit taking point. That's the whole point of this. And just also, you want to grow your bag. You want to have the biggest piece of a pie, as well as taking profits along the way, so that when you get to July 18th or 20th, we're just going to throw out both dates there. You have a bag that's set up for life. Not set up for life, or set up so you can feel secure moving forward. And, and also because it's only 6 month. Well, when we start mainnet, because right now you can't touch it. So you're forced in the first 2 months, because it's only 6 months intro APY. You only have this 6 months to earn this percentage a day. This is never coming again. Okay. And I know people are going to say, well, with the fixed flex, it can be higher than what we're earning nowadays. Yes, it can. But just think, if the bigger your bag grows now during this guaranteed rate, then you're going to earn more on the back end, because you'll have a bigger piece of the pie, which we all understand will grow exponentially faster, more than others.
Hendrik says, with 3 million, I'm going to take 1 million out. If you know how to invest and manage your money wisely, then that 1 million can make you grow outside of crypto and never be poor again. Let the 2 million that you left ride out. There you go. Let it go. So let it grow. Thank you so much for that, Hendrik. Steve Ando says, does anyone have thoughts on how they will offboard to capture gains? Waffle swap, maybe? Well, we're looking at we're expecting, Steve Andos, for there to be a central exchange involved here, so that you'd be able to go send it right over to that central exchange and sell it to the open market.
Yeah, Steve, that information is probably going to be known about in the next couple of weeks, if not tomorrow. I don't know what the announcement is tomorrow. If it's could be. If it's a debit card, I don't even know where to start, but it's going to be huge. Confirmant goes, my super chat for the Greek. It's so nice to super chat the Greek.
Thank you so much there, Con.
And then my super chat for Daniel.
Oh, thank you so much, bro. That's so nice of you.
Yeah. Confirmant. I was going to make you think that he didn't take care of you. He did. Thank you so much, Con. I know you're at work listening. My roommate just left, and he opened the garage, and I could see outside, and it's already about an inch of snow on the ground. Oh. Sucks.
Daniel Madera says, how can I get to Dio's Discord? Liv Freedom's going to send you a link. She said that she would. Just look for her down there and give her your Discord name. She just asked for it. Carp B says, what would happen day one if the wallet that bought all those million at sacrifice sells everything and liquidity loses 20+ million in one transaction? Well, then if that happens, we go down in price.
We go down price. But one thing you got to realize, and Star said this with her.
And I know you know that's the answer, Carp B, and I know you want more, but what can we do? We can't do anything about that.
With Star's AMA with Odinato, she basically said, so everybody assumes, okay, your value is 20 million. Let's say you have 20 million worth of Safuu X. When you sell it, you're not getting 20 million. Okay. Because each successive coin is less and less in value when you sell into the liquidity pool. And that's how it's going to work. So that's why you don't see people just sell the whole bag like that. It's going to be like portions. So I would anticipate you see responsible selling on their part, so they don't get just destroyed and lose out on a lot.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And
but if they do want to sell, they have you can only control what you can do. You can't control what everybody else is going to do. But it is volume.
So and by the way, everybody, remember, like, I know that's a big topic of contention, because people want it, like they're so worried about that. You have to remember, everybody, we are not the Safuu protocol anymore when it comes to Safuu X. This is a blockchain. We're not just depending on people coming in and buying. That's not the way this goes. There is a big, gigantic dynamic going on here that's going to bring in a lot of money. I mean, there's the central exchanges that are going to be buying, people buying from the central exchanges. There's the projects that are going to be happening, all the communities that they build. They are going to have to buy Safuu X in order to be able to participate in the project that they've introduced, whatever that problem may be that they're solving. If someone gets excited about wanting to buy that token the same way that we all did to buy Safuu, what do we have to do first, Preek? We have to buy BNB first. And that's what people need to do first in order to be able to participate in anything. Yeah. And that's going to bring in a lot of money. And I know that there's all these people that are so worried about sellers, day one sellers, the big millionaires at the top, whether they sell their entire bag. All of that is going to happen. Just expect it, but also expect for there to be a lot of buying happening. And when a lot of buying happens, it will even things out and we'll be okay. That's what I think, but why they keep saying it may go down to $1. Haley, the reason why we're saying that is because we are in a rebasing blockchain. And so let me see if I can tell you this in the
the biggest way to put it is you're starting out with 105 million circulating supply, give or take. The number's not official. I haven't done math. This is just off the top of my head. Now, let's assume that with some taxes, you don't make it all the way out to 5 billion circulating supply by then. You're going to be at roughly 4.5 billion circulating supply. 4.5 billion circulating supply by July 20th. That's the difference. Now, how does price react with having that much in circulation? Of course, there's a lot of factors. Volume, we don't know volume. So all we can say is normal rebasing the way it works, it would go down in price. But there's a lot here that's going to, and I know I've gotten some comments, people saying, well, if the chart really looks like that, nobody's going to want to invest in Safuu X. Guess what? All the investors in Safuu X are already in Safuu X now. The rest of the people coming in who are using the blockchain are just going to be just like everybody else. Is anybody here holding BNB just for investment, or we all have BNB just so we can invest in projects that we like on their chain? And that's what it's going to be like here. So like the early ones, we're all going to benefit. And yeah, you might have some people buying in, and of course, yes. But remember, we are rebasing, so you have to understand that the charts react in a certain way on a rebasing protocol. And of course, volume and all this stuff will change. We'll know more once we get announcements, once we get projects. It's just hard to say. So I'm just, that 21 cents, or when we say $1 is actually, I'd be, of course, I'm always happy because 21 cents break even. 5X from day one would be $1 for everybody.
Right. So, and if we were at $1, Preek, and this is why people have got to understand this. If we're at $1, that number on your screen is what our market cap would be. That's nearly 5 times what we were opening up at, right? Yeah. And so Haley also said, wanted to know how it's possible that we could get down to $1 with the fire pit, because we are rebasing, and there's a lot of holders that are still going to be getting all those rebases. They're not going to sell out all their coins, so that it doesn't rebase. It's going to be a lot of people participating. The fire pit will catch up very, very rapidly after we get on the other side of the promotion, which is the 2.093% that we're getting every day, all of us. But it is going to grow to a very big number, which you're looking at on your screen. But if we are at that 4.5 billion tokens and it's worth $1, that also means that it is 4.5 billion in value.
Multiply this by 2.09 to see what number the circulating supply would be growing at a day at that point in time. So 4.5 billion in circulating supply if you do the rebase, just to show. And then you can do it based on what the fixed flex percentage is and see how much smaller the number is. And then you'll start to really... Yeah, there it is.
94 million a day.
So 94 million is getting put into circulation at a day. When we're like, let's say July, in the middle of July, you're at beginning of July, you're at 4.5 billion circulating supply. That's how much is getting put in a day, 95 million. So that means the volume you would need to make us deflationary would need to be enough for that 5% of that volume to overtake 94 million coins getting put into circulation. That's what is the problem. Now, when you go to the fixed flex, if you do 4.5 billion times 0.001 and see what that number is, it's probably, well, it should be 9 point. It might, I don't know. Stop it.
0.00.
And then, yeah, 1.
01.
Yeah.
It's 0.1%.
Yeah.
450 per day. 450,000 per day.
So if you get 100 million volume, 5%, 4% of that would go. That would be 4 million. Yeah, see, so you're a deflation. It's so much easier for a fire pit to. You would need billions of volume to overtake 95 million. You don't need as much to be deflationary, and that's the difference, and that's why it's huge.
And so when the concern, I can understand what your concern is, but this is the truth. We're looking at it, right? That 4,500,000 or 4,500,000,000 at $1 makes us have that 4,500,000,000 market cap. But it also means that if it's not $1 and we stay at 9, I told you guys this earlier, we're at 40 billion and we overtake Binance. Binance is number 3 right now at 38 billion. If we go to $9 with that circulating supply, we're at 40,500,000,000. That is tremendous. And I think we could do that easily.
And we'd be stinking rich.
Absolutely. Let me see here. Anthony Michael says, good morning to you guys, or good afternoon, I'm sorry. There goes Khan's super chats. I understand, but that's why we all have the fire pit at 90%. Yeah, the 90% fire pit is
that's why
it doesn't super deflate. It doesn't go into that super deflation right away because of the rebases. It starts at the end of the promotion. That's when it starts to really kick in.
All that means, and this is why I want people to think, the fire pit being at a higher percentage doesn't guarantee anything at the start. It really doesn't. For the first intro APY, it doesn't guarantee anything. It just gives you a better chance the higher it is. The problem is that just saying the total supply, 90% of it starting in the fire pit, and that rebase is 2.09%. That's its own thing, right? But our circulating supply, whatever that number is, that's also rebasing at the same thing. So it's growing. They're just growing together in conjunction with each other. Now, how do you lower one end to increase this end, which is the fire pit? Taxes. Taxes are only set at 4% going to the fire pit. So you need your tax percentage, whatever's getting pulled out of this end, to be greater than the amount of tokens getting put in. As we just showed, you have 94 million coins in one day being put into circulation. Bitcoin's got 21 million circulating supply total, and we're putting 94 million in one day into circulating supply.
That's actually their max supply.
Max supply, yes. Yeah. So when you look at this, you need tons of volume. So the fire pit, it just means how much is starting in the fire pit so that will just grow. If nothing happens, they're just going to keep growing like this until you hit max supply, and then this can't grow anymore, and then the taxes would work. But that's why we need volume, and that's why volume's huge. And that's why we say once the intro APY is done, we see it kicks it down from 95 million getting added a day into circulation to 450,000. That's huge decrease. And then our taxes could, even at 100 million volume, could overtake that. And the fixed flex is not minting new Safuu X. It's coming from a pool that 1% is being collected of from the start. So that is why this is amazing. And that's why we keep harping. It's tough. So just because we started 98%, a lot of people have just assumed, oh, we started 98%, we're hyper deflationary. No. With the right volumes, you are hyper deflationary. We could end up at the right volumes at the start with a high enough fire pit, be hyper deflationary at the start. But eventually the rebases hit a point where they just get way too out of control, and you need billions of volume. And could it happen? Yes. Could it happen? It would have to be ridiculous for us. It would have to be super crazy for it to happen, like billions and billions of volume to make it happen. Could it happen? Yes. I'm not saying it can't happen. But guaranteed, no.
Richard Hudman with another super chat says, wishing you both Happy holidays. Love you guys. Thank you so much, Richard. Love you too, brother. And Merry Christmas to you and a Happy New Year. This coming
Merry
weekend
Christmas.
is Christmas.
And go Bears.
And go Bears. That's right. There goes Holy Yoda says, my first super chat ever for you guys. Please share it. Preek, you owe me 250, whatever that thing is. Yen, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. We're 107 people away from the Greek shaving live on air.
That's all we need.
Wow.
107 people.
We're getting too close for comfort.
Would Binance pull an FTX on Safuu, buy a crap ton of Safuu X, then dump when we are at a low price, crashing us? I don't think so. No, I mean,
Binance did what they did because he suspected something on the other end of the books, and he was doing the smart thing before he got bamboozled like the rest of the people. But
this is VJ 4.5 billion in circulating supply, and Treasury will take nearly 3 billion supply. I don't know what that means. They're not going to take 3 billion.
No, that's just that's part of the circulating supply as well.
Yeah, that's all part of it.
Yeah, that's counted from the 105. We'd be at 5 billion. Yeah, the Treasury would own 3 billion, but it's still in circulating supply. It's still out there in circulating supply. It's in circulation. It can be sold. Now, it's not reacting with the market maker, which is or not all reacting with the automated market maker. So there's some positives to it. It's like kind of like a pseudo fire pit, but was still like we still wouldn't be deflationary unless we need to see how the fire pit's going to react. I always say fire pit, how the Treasury is going to react. There's so much we don't know how they're going to use it. Like, are they going to have it locked up and only spend the
or maybe like we talked about it? Maybe they burn a lot of it.
Who knows? I can't say either way. Until we know all the details, it's hard to really.
And also the fire pit being at such a high percentage. I know that question was asked about getting down to $1. Why would it do that? But what it's going to do early on, it's going to be a big difference early on because we're going to have a lower amount. We're only going to have like 110, 105 million in circulation. The fire pit's going to be affecting that a lot. In the liquidity pool.
I think it's like there becomes a point where there becomes like month 3 or 4. It's like between those months, it's really, remember when Safuu was like at $27 and we were holding steady at like $16 and then all of a sudden just took that swift down curve and then it never could recover. And it was just like, okay, this is just dipping. That's when the rebases get so much higher where the fire pit can't even keep up with it. And that's when it really swifts out. So there's like, right before that point is a good, right before that point, there is that point. Right before that point is a good profit taking point. And that was when Safuu was at $27 that day. It drove up to 27.
Yeah.
That was that point. And then from there, you just saw, okay, it dipped, then it dipped, then it dipped, then it dipped. And of course we had some helpers dipping us along the way. It wasn't, but if you look at the normal rebasing curves, it was actually right in the range the whole time, which is spectacular. I didn't even think about that stuff until I got shown this stuff. It was in the range the whole time. So even when PancakeSwap was doing their sells, even when the FUD attacks were coming, it was always within that range of.
And the Treasury was selling too.
Yeah, so it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But now we're equipped with info.
These questions have come fast and furious. Thanks everybody for being here. That's the last of it though. That was the last comment that we had there. Greek, tomorrow is a big day. We're going to be on before and after. I think that the show before and after is going to have hundreds of people watching me and you talk about this and taking questions from people and firing them up. And then, of course, afterwards, I expect hundreds, maybe even 1,000 people or more watching the channel after Brian makes this announcement. It is going to be that exciting tomorrow when we go on the air. Your thoughts?
I love when you throw your numbers around. We're going to get 1 million people watching us, and they're going to know.
I didn't say 1 million.
No. Yeah, it's going to be huge. I'm not looking forward to waking up at probably we would have to start at like 5:30 my time.
Yeah.
Because he's going on at 7.
You got it.
Want to give us at least an hour, 15 minutes. So we're going to set up that live tonight. And then after, we're going to go on and hopefully, well, not hopefully, I know we're going to be all in a great festive mood because Christmas Eve and Christmas is coming. And we're going to get the news of a lifetime, and it's just going to be a party.
I think so, too. I think that's what's going to happen. Let's go through what happened here. VJ was here. Miss Love was here. Mason Cone was here. Triple Moon Goddess. Orlando just got on. What did you miss? Everything, bro. Come on. You got to get here sooner. There goes Miss Love. Neo was here. Curtheus was here, everybody. Daniel Madera. Confirmant RM was here. NR Legend was here. Hodel Yoda was here. The Greek DeFi Guru, of course, was here. There goes that one. The General, John 316. Who else was there? There's Crypto Pride was there. How you doing, brother? Senior Rojo was here. John 316 again. Two John 316s in the crowd today. Live Freedom was here. Anthony Michael watching on Facebook. Thank you so much, my brother. Anthony Michael always watching on Facebook. I love it. Haley was here. There goes Iowa R Us says hello to the chat. Thank you for being here. Oliver T was here. Safuu Warrior was here. Jay Legend was here. WD was here. Carp B was here. Joanna was here. Hendrick, Barry McCockenher, VJ was here. Rickness was here. What's up, brother? Steve Andos was here. K Stone was here. Dangerous Outlaw was here. Everybody. Mrs. Worldwide was here. Ricky was here. Bullet was here. How about that one? Let me see. Vetter was here. Our pool, our football pool. He says that we should be doing a show for football pool, football, fantasy football. Greek. He made a suggestion about that down there in the comments. I saw it earlier. There was that one. WB was here. 7Cs was here. How about that? All these great people that were here. The legendary Other Nathan was here. Joanna J was here. Good stuff. I'm so glad that everybody was able to make it and held strong throughout the entire thing. There goes Antonio Dates. We had 170 people still watching the rundown. There goes Rashawn, who was here. Mason Cone was here. How about that one? Biz Entertainment was here. Obey N was here. Nice. There you go. Bear Cub was here. Bear Cub is a funny name. I like that one.
I like that name.
El Neni was here. And then I'm just going up the list. King Kaching was here. Richard Hudman was here. Jacko 13 was here. Compton was here. Good stuff, brother. Brian Payne was here. House of Pain. And then to lead us off was that one Miss Love, who came in first today in the comments. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We really appreciate it. We will see you guys next time.